What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid and welcome to my guide for Atelier Ryza 2. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make one of the two best accessories in the game, the Four Spirits Amulet. And the reason why this is just above and beyond the best accessory in the game is because of its effects. Now, let's take a look at the ultimate attack item in the game, shall we? The Apocalypse. As you can see, that requires 9 CC to use, so it's very, very expensive. However, this accessory will change that 9 into a 1, meaning we can effectively just spam the strongest attack item in the game back to back to back with no real worry. So yeah, it's pretty damn broken. So let's jump into it, shall we? Now, straight off the bat, much like Atelier Ryza 1, we do need to start off on the lowest recipe possible, and in this case, that is the Alchemy Paint. So we're going to go ahead and start with that, and straight off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and use my Celestial Essence. This increases the number of material slots recovered when a recipe is altered by 1. What that means is every time we change recipe, we will actually gain an extra material usage back. So now let's go ahead and throw in the crystal fragment and the mixing oil. Here for the neutralizers, this is where I actually add in the traits that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using Speed Charge ++ and Regal Air from this Ancient Philosopher's Stone. And then I'm going to be using Defense and Speed Charge from that Philosopher's Stone. And, no, actually, you know what? I'm going to take one of them out. And we will add that in later. So for now, let's just go ahead and change that Philosopher's Stone as well. Just to, wait, is it Earth I need? Yeah, it's Earth. We're going to use an Earth-based one, just so we can open straight up to the next recipe level. And then we're just going to move on. Okay, now on to the second level, the Spirit Bottle. This one is very, very simple. We're just going to throw in an Alchemy Paint and then a Sceptron to move on to the Crystal Element recipe. And now that we're on the crystal element, we're going to go ahead and throw in another Sceptron. And then here, we're just going to throw in a effect spread flower, just so we can move all the way up to this one, and then just any item in there to place a grand organ, which will then take us into the Four Spirits Amulet. And now at this point, this is where we're going to start working on unlocking everything. Now right here in this elixir section, this is where I'm going to place my my stats, basically, my traits. So we're going to have Speed Charge ++ Regal Air from this Ancient Philosopher's Stone. And then right here, I've got another one with Defense and Speed Charge. And by placing those two Ancient Philosopher's Stones in there, I've opened up basically everything apart from this speed boost here. That is perfectly fine. We don't care about that speed boost for now. Instead, what we care about are all these effects. So effect 1, 2, 3, and 4. If I just show these off, so obviously, as you can see, increases fire damage and reduces the CC required to use items with the fire attribute. What this means is any item, well, any attacking item that has an element of fire will have its CC reduced, basically. So the second stage will reduce the CC required by 2. The third stage will reduce it by 3. Now, the ultimate item, the Apocalypse, has each element, which means even just having the effect, like the level 2 effects from the Four Spirits Amulet, because we've got all 4 elements here, that means that we're going to knock off 8 levels from the Apocalypse. So straight off the bat, the Apocalypse now costs 1 CC. However, there are other items besides the Apocalypse which are beneficial. And so, because of that, I'm actually going to be boosting the Flame Power here with Essence. And then the third one depends entirely on what you want to boost. Now, Ice and Wind are not really that beneficial in my opinion. However, when it comes to breaking monsters, nothing even comes remotely close to Thunder, which is lightning damage. So we're going to go ahead and use another Fire Essence here. Wait, is that the correct one? Effect 3? Yes, it is. So we're going to go ahead and use another Fire Essence here, just to upgrade that to the final version as well. So now, obviously, we already have Hellfire there. We don't need to do anything else for that. This one, however, the Thunderclap, we do need a couple more bits there, but that's fine. We can always get that an item rebuild if we want. Now, we have 21 quantity left. This is where we're going to dump all of our grand organs in, so we can increase the stats of the finished product. You see, the actual, like the effect nodes and things like that, we can finish leveling in item rebuild. They don't matter. The only thing that matters here is maxing the stats as much as possible. So there we go, 154 HP, 308 attack, 164 defense, and 264 speed. Now, unfortunately, the Four Spirits Amulet does not have a lot of rotations, like a lot of quality changes. So, unfortunately, the stats are going to be kind of low on this, but the effects more than make up for it. Now, in terms of traits, we'll be using Speed Charge plus because speed is super important in this game. Same with defense and speed, because defense is also important, and we can't really boost the attack on this anymore. And then we're going to be using Regal Air, because it's an attack, defense, and speed upgrade. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and finish making that. And then we're going to go in and actually rebuild the item. And the reason for this is basically just so we can finish unlocking everything from, you know, from before, basically. So now we're just going to go ahead and go through unlocking all of the final effects and traits, which that elixir just did it for me. So let's go ahead and finish that off. And okay. Okay, so now we have one sort of complete Four Spirits Amulet. We're not entirely done just yet. Instead, we're going to go to Dennis's workshop. And the reason for this is we're actually going to increase the stats even more. Now, we can't actually do anything with the effects here because we already have 4 effects. And absolutely nothing will even come close to those 4 effects. So we don't want to lose any of them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sort and filter by the stat that you want the most. This is entirely down to personal preference. So just choose what you personally want to use. Now me, I much prefer the attack basically. So I'm going to be using Master Lever simply due to the fact it's an attack upgrade and it's a speed upgrade as well. So I'm going to dump 3 Master Levers in there and then confirm. And right now we are doing the final trait selection, which again is going to be speed, defense, and regal air. Just whatever you do, make sure you don't accidentally choose the wrong traits here because it's super annoying to go back and remake these. Yes, I am talking from experience there. Okay, so the final accessory is made now, and now it is actually 100% complete. At this point, all that's left to do now is go back to the Atelier and duplicate it, one for each individual person. And there we go. As you can see, this one is a little bit of an upgrade compared to my equipped one. That's because my my ingots were slightly lower leveled in my first one, so the stat gain was slightly lower. But yeah, as you can see, 154 HP, 393 attack, 219 defense, 407 speed, and obviously we do have the traits increases fire damage and reduces the CC required, increases ice damage and reduces the CC required, increases lightning damage and reduces the CC, and finally increases wind damage and reduces the CC. And then obviously we have the speed increase, the defense and speed increase, and the attack, defense and speed increase. So a very nice accessory and one of the 2 best in the game. Still though guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed and I hope you found it helpful. If you did, then please be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, then make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. As always though everybody, thank you for watching and I will see you soon.